The following is a presentation of The Day.
As we look at the beautiful campus of Fitch High School in Groton, Connecticut, we are thinking about roads. The Beatles talking about the long and winding one. Robert Frost, the one less traveled. And the great Yogi Berra said, when you come to a fork in one, take it. Well, tonight at 2-1, the East Lyme Vikings and the Fitch Falcons are at the fork in that road. And which way they go will ultimately decide a trajectory of a season. Both teams looking for identities, and two teams will come out of here tonight knowing a little bit more about themselves. And all the action is live on game day. Game Day is brought to you by Messier, Massad, Burdick, and Associates. Every football fan knows no star player wins alone. It takes a full team to produce a win, and that's how the team of attorneys at Messier, Massad, Burdick, and Associates handle their cases. Voted best law firm by the readers of the day 6 years running, the attorneys at Messier, Massad, Burdick, and Associates work together, fighting insurance companies for you and your family. You know, insurance companies have teams of lawyers on their side, and you can too, with Messier, Massad, Burdick, and Associates. When you need a winning legal team off the field, call Messier, Massad, Burdick, and Associates in New London and East Greenwich. 860-MMB-TEAM and MMBteam.com. Why have one attorney when you can have a team? Casey O'Neill, along with the coach, Pasta Sanabria. We're here at Fitch High School, a beautiful Friday night. One of the few fields left that has turf and grass, natural turf. Grass is another way for it. So, two different styles tonight. What do we got?
I definitely feel like the natural grass for me has always been the additive of football. And these two teams right now must have had a great work week as they were focused on their plans today for this game. And we're going to see some good action, which a natural field would give us.
Well, we have entered that part of the game, and it is, in fact, the Phillies pregame show.
This is Phillies, and welcome to What's on the Menu. Pull up the Phillies and order a cheesesteak and get 10% off. All you got to do is say every day is game day. Yeah.
Tonight is also brought to you by Valenti Auto. The Valenti family dealerships in Mystic, Pawcatuck, Old Saybrook, and Westerly, Rhode Island. You can visit them at bobvalenti.com today to review over 500 new and used vehicles in stock. They invite you to stop in Saturday, October 25th for the annual Trick or Jeep event, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., 72 Jerry Brown Road in Mystic. It's a fun and free community event. The Valenti family of dealerships are a proud sponsor of ECC Athletics. That is the Valenti family of dealerships on game day. So what is, in fact, on the menu tonight? What's on the menu are two teams that have very different styles, right? We know Fitch, the irony, they're a Falcon, yet they don't fly. They keep it on the ground.
Yes, too.
On the other side, the Vikings, a marauding, conquering group. Yep. We're going to find out if they're physical enough tonight. So,
exactly.
We're going to find out styles of these two teams tonight, and do those styles conflict, or do they play into one another? Will one team be able to take advantage of the other team's style?
I think that there'll be a threshold between the two levels of what they can do well, and then there's going to have some conflicts where there are going to be some mismatches today, and that's going to be shown throughout the course of the game when the coaches can actually see those in openings and available. So I feel like both teams right now things can change quickly.
Health is always a factor. We see heading towards the field, the Vikings. Fitch is not healthy. They have suffered some injuries at some significant parts. They assumed was their starting quarterback this year, their starting fullback and big play runner, Devin Cook, out for the year. They are thinner than they normally been. On the other side of things, East Lyme is, in fact, the healthiest they have been all year.
Right.
Coach Klein said that the roster is intact, and they're getting 3 linemen back healthy for the first time together since week 1. So that Killingly loss, he said, listen, it's Killingly.
Yeah, right.
But we were down 3 starting linemen against them too. He's like, so this is their chance at health. So maybe an undermanned Fitch team a little bit, trying to find themselves. Coach Ellis, though, at his best when he has that little bit of underdog mentality to him, I think that's really when he can rally his team around. You know, we may not have a lot of us, but the ones that are here are all in.
He's always been, to me, a respected, passionate coach. You know, he goes out there and tries to find the best from these athletes that he has. And, you know, today when I was talking to him, I just love the energy that he had. He was telling people that we're going to be successful in what we do. Just be, you know, do your assignments and get them done. And so he was pepping everybody across the board. And I love that kind of character that he has.
You see Jacob Garrow there, the quarterback of East Lyme, one of the big quarterbacks that we have seen this year that really throws the ball well. We've already seen that the level of passing this year is elevated in the conference. We have a lot of guys who can throw it. We've talked about Griswold's Kobe Mills. We'll see him in a couple weeks. I would say Garrow on that list of guys who can really throw the football. And that might, in fact, be one of the keys to tonight's game. So why don't we get involved with the Rich's Auto Body keys to the game?
Here are the keys to the game. This is Rich's Auto Body's keys to the game.
Well, Casey, for Fitch right now, they got to have that high air quality. Diversify that offense by running the ball, but throwing a little bit more down the field as you're going to have some mismatches that would help you out. Again, the defense has to definitely dominate that line of scrimmage because East Lyme's rushing attack can be effective with their linemen coming back. So they have to play gap defense that's going to really contain and dominate and get some 3-and-outs. Also play clean, that clean machine. You know, always make sure that you keep those rags out of the way. Keep those yellows out and keep that penalty free and keep drives alive. That would help out for Fitch. For East Lyme, you know, options closed. The whole thing is how you stop that offense, be disciplined in your responsibilities, because that would be a game changer. Again, you know, Porter Carter, he's one of the top players in Fitch right now, you know, one of their best weapons. So East Lyme has to definitely keep an eye on him everywhere where he goes to make sure they line up. But again, you know, one thing I did like about East Lyme is that they scored 30-plus points, you know, and they have a chance to actually do that again with this team. And that shows that maybe East Lyme is a good team in this league.
Thank you. Those were your Rich's Auto Body keys to the game. Everyone wants their keys back fast, but you definitely want the job done right. Rich's Auto Body in New London, family owned and operated for 30 years, is the area's most trusted source for quality auto body work. Don't lose sleep over your auto body repairs. Rest easy knowing the job is in good hands with Rich's Auto Body. Chance to talk to both of the coaches as you're watching the What's on the Menu Phillies pregame show here on game day. And it was interesting. Coach Ellis said, you know what, we learned a lot about ourselves in that loss to Amity. We learned that we have to start off playing physical. On the other side, Coach Klein said, you know, I got this running back in Baird that I'm trying to get the football to, but my other running back, Dupree, doesn't want to give up those carries. I got to benefit these two guys who don't want to give up their carries. So he's got this double backfield of Logan Baird and Dupree, Kai Dupree, and he's like, you know, they both want the football, and I got Garrow who can throw it, and Jaden Brown, one of the most dynamic receivers in the
Yeah, they put it on Brett. I didn't realize, you know, that the toast was there for a reason.
Vikings win the toss. They defer, so the Fitch will have the ball first. And you see out there number 42, Devin Cook on the crutches. You're at NFA. Visit nfaschool.org. As always this year, all touchdowns are brought to you by Great Wolf Lodge. Nothing makes a football family happier than a touchdown, and nothing will make your family happier than a perfectly suited for the entire family, world-famous indoor water park. Great Wolf Lodge is never out of season. Check out the adventure facilities, virtual reality rooms, quests for the kids. Howl at Great Wolf Lodge. You got to go to Great Wolf Lodge. Game day says it's the place for family fun. So the Vikings will kick it off. Finn Bruno, one of the premier kickers in the ECC, will kick it off. And Fitch will put Carter back, their big weapon. Porter Carter takes it at his own 10, heads to the far sideline. He's got good blocking. He sees some space And that is a very good start on the NFA kickoff as Porter Carter gets it all the way out to the 45-yard line. Fitch will operate in the middle of the field.
Great job with the blocking scheme on that special teams play. They all had a man block to be responsible for, and they stayed with their block to get all those good yardages on that play. Great start.
So we mentioned Carter. He will be the main man in the Fitch offense. He has a lot on his shoulders, taking over the quarterback position again. And we'll be calling number 36, Ashton Gadui, an awful lot tonight out of that fullback spot. Lot of speed for the Falcons. The question, of course, how will the line handle up front as the Falcons will use that deception. Gadui on the handoff on first down and gets past the 50-yard line and into East Lyme territory at the 49. So Jimenez checks out of the game. Patel checks into the game for the Falcons. Goes to Spader on the outside. Spader cuts it back in. Nice blocking by his wideouts, and he gets a first down. Chains will move to the 35-yard line of East Lyme.
You got that right, Casey. That stock blocking is going to be a big factor as far as those receivers. If they could keep their bodies right in front of that defender and allow the running back to make a choice inside or outside, there's going to be some positive yardages there.
Jimenez checking back into the game as they will rotate backs. Carter heading up, and it's Bussey as his main fullback now. Motion. Inside trap.
Ooh,
well defended there by the Vikings. Stepping up was Jacob Palermo. He filled no gain on that play.
Jacob did a real good job there reading that block and fighting off of it. He was trying to get kicked out there on that little counter there, but it didn't work out. Finished off the play very well for East Lyme.
Coach Ellis thought that his line could control if they could control the Vikings on the defensive line, that would go a long way for them to have sort of a mistake-free evening. Hard count. East Lyme jumps, no flag. Now a flag comes in, and we're going to get a false start against Fitch. So they barked to try to get East Lyme to jump, and then they moved themselves.
The one had a hiccup there. Yeah. So and all it counts is just a little movement from the offensive lineman, and that just gives you that. Definitely. Good physical runner Bussey has been right now. Start of this series. He's got high knees like Roger Craig.
Yeah, he's not your typical fullback. He looks more, he looks more like a
slender vertical, kind of like
Roger Craig's a good. Yeah. That's a good call though.
Yeah.
Coming up on 4th and 4, and the Falcons will go for it. McBride is your wing right. Motion is Spader. Carter keeps it himself. Beautiful cutback. Has a first down. Shows his speed and puts his helmet down. Finally tackled by Silas Angelico, but not until Porter Carter has a Falcon first down.
Boy, does he have a battery in him. He likes to move real quick. A good read and gives him a chance to have all his blockers in front of him to kind of take on the matchup there and then make a good gain with that positive, aggressive run that he had.
Very quick acceleration for Porter Carter. He can kind of get to that next gear very quickly. First down, Falcons. Toss left to McBride. McBride gets to the sideline. He's got room to the end zone. Touchdown, Mark McBride. The Falcons are on the board with a Great Wolf Lodge touchdown, but there is a flag on the play. And McBride turned his head as if he knew this one was going to come back.
Yeah, it seemed like in the perimeter, the tackle that was trying to make that block lost contain, and he grabbed a little bit of the jersey. Referee caught that one. It was a great play call, but just that one little mistake case. We've been seeing that all year long from some teams, just a little hiccups on 11-man football. You have to have everything done right together.
I'm going to have to ask Peter Wappy this one. Isn't Mark McBride the name of the Sugar Ray lead singer?
Oh, that's a good one.
McGrath.
Sorry. I was in the ballpark, though, because I would have loved, I would be making Sugar Ray comments.
McBride was a famous, motocross guy back in the day. Used to watch on ESPN.
Man, you have the most obscure ride. Your childhood was such a fascinating event. Carter hands to Bussey. Bussey gets a bunch of the penalty yardage back to the 15-yard line. Nice run from Sean Bussey.
Yeah, you can see the difference in size right now. Fitch does have that matchup where the offensive linemen are bigger and more physical right now. But, you know, not taking anything away from the Vikings. They're wrapping and tackling. He's got to neutralize this offense right now.
Clock runs with 7:20 remaining in the first. The Vikings right now being pushed around a little bit by that offensive line of Fitch. And it's hard enough with all of the misdirection and overall deception that the Falcons use. Here's a whole new formation for them as they send twin receivers out. Carter, hitch and go. Corner of the end zone, open man, touchdown, Justin Jimenez. A Great Wolf Lodge 6 for the Falcons through the air. So the Falcons can fly up top, and the Great Wolf Lodge touchdown to Justin Jimenez. Beautifully thrown ball from Porter Carter.
That was a great setup off a play action look that brought those backers in and then had that one-on-one matchup. So good drive for the first drive of the night.
It is, and you know what? It's really not a long drive to head up to Great Wolf Lodge either, by the way. So get in the car, drive to Great Wolf Lodge, and go check out all that they have to offer. Falcons with the muddle huddle.
There's your favorite
which
case.
I love so much. And they bring in Gadui for the extra point. Out of the hold of Lee Frey. That one is up, and it is short. So no good, and with 6:55 in the first, 6-0 Fitch.
A great setup where he has a step, looks like he's going to do a fake hitch, and he goes over the top. The corner bit that one, and a nice catch by number 5, Justin Jimenez.
So that answers one question about whether or not Fitch would be able to control up front a little bit against East Lyme. They did. Now comes the other part of it, which is defensively, can they hold up against a very versatile East Lyme offense? They're going to have to defend against the physical running of Logan Baird, the shiftiness of Dupree. They're going to have to deal with the speed of that guy downtown, Jaden Brown, and the arm of Jacob Garrow. So a lot on the offensive side of things. The first thing is if East Lyme can get a touch on this kickoff and get into the same kind of field position that we saw Fitch have.
East Lyme back at their own 20 to receive the kick.
So Gadui will kick it off from his own 40-yard line. Logan McPherson will return it if they go to him for East Lyme. Kick is pooched into the middle, bounces off of Dupree, and East Lyme will have his first possession. Now listen, Hyde Park Landscape has been beautifying landscapes all over eastern Connecticut and beyond since 1980, offering quality landscape design, construction, maintenance, and lawn care. With over 45 years experience, we provide a one-stop shop for all your landscape needs. Whether it's creating the perfect outdoor living space or just helping to maintain the look of your property, they put their years of experience and integrity to work for you. So all night long, tackles for a loss and sacks are brought to you by Hyde Park Landscape. Looking to many more Hyde Park cleanups. It has been quite an active part of our early season.
Definitely
so
has.
far. So Garrow will operate out of the shotgun. No huddle for the Vikings here on the first play. Going to keep it himself. Up the middle. Gains about 3 before the linebackers of the Falcons fly up and make the stop. And it was Gadui who led the way there on that first hit from the Falcons.
I like the way they started. They spread out the field. They wanted to see who they can have as a matchup there, giving the opportunity for the quarterback to make a play there.
Gain of 5. Garrow, big body. Now he's going to have trip receivers down at the bottom of the screen, including Brown behind in a little double formation. Handoff goes to Dupree, and not enough for the first down, maybe a yard or 2. It's going to bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, that formation there had an ineligible receiver because the second receiver was covered there. So they kind of do that to kind of make the scheme look like it's a passing scheme, but they can actually have the extra blocker there. So watch for that offensive formation to pop out from time to time.
From their own 39-yard line.
So a couple of early runs by East Lyme have gotten them their first down of the night. They said there was enough there for that, for the first down. So it'll bring up 1st and 10 ball just at the 38-yard line of the Vikings. Dupree will be in the backfield next to Garrow. Brown goes in motion. Little bubble screen to Brown. He's dangerous in the open field, gets outside of Bussey, and he'll get about 5 on first down.
He's got a lot of speed, and if anybody makes a mistake in their tackling game, he's going to take off. Great job by Bussey by keeping him going towards the sideline and working him way out there.
Definitely a guy they want to get into space, right? Pound the middle with the running backs, get into space with the speed threats on the outside.
So far, a good tempo for the Vikings.
DiLoretto at the bottom of your screen, along with Logan Benoit. Brown's up top. Garrow operates out of the shotgun. Garrow's going to keep it himself again. Gets to the outside, and he'll be brought down just shy of the first down, right at the sticks. Jacob Garrow, big physical quarterback, and he's not afraid to put his shoulder pads into it.
No, this is a good game plan right now for the Vikings as they're working off tackle and kind of finding the weakness on this defense. Fitch does have a lot of people stacked to the gaps and try to see if they can stop that big run, but so far the spread formation has been effective in the running game.
Same formation with Brown up top, DiLoretto and Benoit down at the bottom. This time, Dupree is in the backfield. Dupree gets the ball, has the first down, crosses midfield into Falcons territory, and right now East Lyme controlling the line of scrimmage on their side of things.
Oh yeah, that front line right now, even though they're small, they're fast and elusive, running the angle system that I like to see. Down blocking and then kicking out with their guards. They're doing a little trap play in there, little counter play. This is really nice to see.
Halftime score we kind of expected, Killingly 55, New London 6. Wow. That's at halftime.
Wow, that team's legit.
Garrow going to send Brown in motion across. And it gives it to the back, who is cleaned up in the backfield by Shad Stewart.
Wow.
And if you're looking to clean up your lawn here as the fall's coming and those leaves are coming down, you call Hyde Park Landscape for Hyde Park cleanup.
What a nice gap blitz as he read the play, and he read his key. He actually had the back that was coming off the side on the read, and he made a great tackle there for a loss.
Nice read, nice tackle. That puts East Lyme at 2nd and 15, which is a little different. They had been controlling the line of scrimmage leading up till then. But that play puts them back at 2nd and 15. So new formation. Baird goes wide, handoff inside to Benoit. Benoit gets the penalty, or gets the lost yardage back, but it's going to bring up 3rd and long just inside Falcon territory.
Boy, Benoit reminds me of the old running backs. He has his hand right in the back of the lineman, forcing them to make their block keys, and he could just flow right across. A lot of continuity on this offense, and I'm really impressed with so far.
First big 3rd down here for East Lyme on their opening drive with 3 minutes remaining in the quarter as they trail 6-0. They are in a precarious spot here. I think they need to probably get, if they got 6 or 7.
Right there, that's why the dirty rags are not allowed. He doesn't want to have that. That right there caused East Lyme to have a first down.
Garrow will stand at his own 40-yard line. Baird remains the back to his right. Twin receivers at the bottom, Brown up top, Garrow to throw. Has time, deep ball, well thrown, and it almost intercepted, and then almost a circus catch from Benoit, but it falls incomplete. Well covered by Shedrick.
That was a good defensive coverage there by having that linebacker and the safety playing 3 deep. It kept that safety in the middle to help out with that play. Usually when you have cover 2, it splits the middle and causes a lot of disruption for those safeties, so they had that played well.
Zaire Shedrick was in good coverage. I think that Garrow underthrew it thinking that Benoit could come back to the football.
Right.
It is very breezy up there right now. The wind is picking up, so you never know how that's going to affect the the ball flight. So new formation again now for East Lyme. Twins up top. There's that keeper from Garrow, and he's popped at the after a gain of maybe 6 yards.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Wayne Cowell in on the hit for the Falcons. This will bring up 3rd and a long 4.
You know, one of the things I like about this no-huddle offense is that coach could take his time and make sure he could see some kind of a key that the defense is giving and make a play there. And also keeps the defense on their toes, so that kind of energy can burn out a defense if they stay out there too long. Good third situation here for Vikings.
3rd and long 4. Gives it to Dupree. Dupree will have the first down, I believe. He's right at the sticks. That's usually where they move the chains. They're saying no. They're going to make him earn. They're going to make him earn the 3 chain links.
There. Yeah, it looks like a little bit short there, Case. Maybe like a football length, but.
I mean, that was a putt in golf. If that was a putt in golf, I'd want a gimme. I mean, that's only got to be a foot or 2. We have not seen them.
I think that was bigger than a card.
This has been one that we've seen them kind of give.
Automatic, yeah.
I'd be shocked to see if Garrow doesn't keep this one again. Snap to Garrow, and he gives it instead up the middle to Dupree, and Dupree has the first down. Good run from Kai Dupree.
Tell you, both teams running physical football, and we're almost done with the first quarter with this kind of tempo.
15 seconds and running. We'll see. I don't think East Lyme's going to call another play. No, they're not. So as time runs down at the end of the first quarter, 6-0 Fitch, but the Vikings are driving. We'll be back with the second quarter. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Injuries can happen anywhere, on the road, at work, and where you least expect it. When an injury knocks you down, the legal team at Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates is here to pick you up. Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates has been voted best law firm 6 years running by readers of The Day because their personal injury attorneys fight for your fair compensation so you can focus on recovery. After life's hardest hits, let their team of attorneys carry the ball for you. Contact Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates in New London and East Greenwich, 860-MMB-TEAM and mmbteam.com. Why have one attorney? You can have a team.
Beautiful Friday night here on the campus of Fitch High School in Groton, Connecticut. Enjoy this weather, folks.
What a sunset, right?
For all you people that love fall, it just means that everything's dying and winter's coming.
My kind of weather. The foliage.
East Lyme's done a very nice job with their opening possession. They've moved it handily into Falcon territory. Here they come. They'll start the second quarter 1st and 10 from the Fitch 22-yard line. Garrow fakes the handoff, rolls to his left. He's pressured, he throws, hits Benoit. Benoit tries to fight off the tackle of McBride. The Falcons run to the football, but a beautiful pass, a first down. It's going to be 1st and goal for East Lyme. Inside the 10, I think they're going to mark him at the 8.
That was an awesome naked boot setup as he tried to get the action to go to the right side. Came around, saw the defensive end and outside linebacker coming, and that gave him a chance for that backside kind of drag route by our number 2 there. Awesome catch and awesome play. Well, Logan Benoit, he's been a powerhouse for the series right here.
1st and goal. Ball at the 8-yard line. Garrow this time will give it to Dupree. Dupree hit right at the line of scrimmage. He'll fall forward for maybe half a yard, but that was a nice job as Fitch slanted into that gap that time and took away that run.
Excellent. Yep, slant call right there that penetrates and causes a lot of disruption for the offensive line.
Back in the day, when my son was a center at Bacon, he loved it wasn't a naked boot, but he loved when it was him all alone as the center.
Right.
He would pull and get out, and it would be so I said, what is it, like a loincloth boot? It's not naked because you're out there.
Yeah, sometimes we kind of slip out there and make a play, help out.
Garrow threw that one just behind DiLoretto. They're going to say it's behind the line. It's picked up from Spader, and if that's the case, this is going to be a giant play. A play of the game, a play of the week,
Wow.
a play of the season for the Falcons, and a touchdown as Anthony Spader went all the way nearly 90 yards for a Great Wolf Lodge touchdown. And the Falcon defense needed that. Your family needs a trip to Great Wolf Lodge. I don't know if you'll enjoy it as much as Spader seeing nothing but green in front of him.
What a play right there. Again, you know, it's a simple motto, play to the whistle. They didn't hear no whistle. They just stayed there and realized the ball was live, picked it up, and they took off, Case. What a play.
You know, I was guilty of it too. I assumed from the body language of the receiver that it was an incomplete pass, but it was behind the line of scrimmage, and
Definitely.
it became, therefore, a live ball. So the Falcons will go for 2.
Extra point attempt by the Falcons, going for 2 points.
Carter's going to keep it himself. What a cut from Porter. Carter gets into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. What a beautiful cut from Porter Carter.
His read was right there, and he has some great footwork off that cut there. Then he goes and punches the ball right into the end zone.
Let's take a look. Here's the pass, and it deemed to be behind him. There, see the official right away had the hand up. Spader picks it up, and he's got Shedrick running alongside of him, and Shedrick knew 50 yards in that this thing was going to be 6.
Yeah, we've always coached the wide receivers to make sure they don't get that ball, fall on it.
It looked like it was thrown forward.
Yeah, it looked like it just came across the body. Remember, the referee's angle might be a little bit off there, but he has to determine how that play was, and he gave him, that was his angle of choice.
Well, the reason was the receiver was the ball was thrown behind him. So when you see that where the receiver is, you're like, oh, that's a forward pass.
Yeah.
But when you see the replay and you see the trajectory of the ball is behind the line of scrimmage. That is a great job by the officials.
Look at that right
there. It is.
Behind the line.
And the receiver's forward, the ball's behind him. What a great job. You see the official's hand immediately comes up and says, this thing is live. What a great job by the officials, and what a heads-up play from Spader to recognize that.
So definitely a good view right there for all the fans to understand how that concept worked. And a turnover of energy where we thought East Lyme looked like they were going to march on in. Falcons take the magnitude of the energy today.
And that'll bring up a kickoff brought to you by NFA. The Falcons up 14-0. What a change of momentum here. And Gajwi will kick it off for the Falcons as he approaches the ball at the 40. Right up the middle, gets a good bounce. Nice job taking it on the run. DiLoretto gets a nice return almost to midfield, and best thing East Lyme can do, take that field position that they have right here and try to go right, because they were rolling right down the field.
Yeah, I'll be the coach. I'll be like, I'll take the heat. Go out there and do what you guys have been doing. Nothing's changed. You guys can do the same thing you've been doing before to score. But a great help for special teams right now to set the tone for the offense right here.
First down, Vikings. Ball at their own 48-yard line. And we got a whistle. Timeout, Falcons. So Fitch is going to take a timeout with 10:27 left here in the half. We'll take a quick timeout as well. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
In football, execution matters. And in legal matters, it's no different. Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates has been voted best law firm 6 years running by readers of the day, because from personal injury to homeowner claims, their attorneys move their cases forward with the preparation and persistence it takes to win against the big insurance companies. When the game gets tough, you need a legal team that won't back down. Contact Messier, Massad, and Burdick & Associates in New London and East Greenwich, 860-MMB-TEAM and MMBteam.com. Why have one attorney when you can have a team?
First down, Vikings at the 48-yard line. Big drive upcoming here for East Lyme. Handoff, Dupree, patient, flag on the play. That's in the area of holding, and that could be a setback for the Vikings. Let's explain to the folks at home again the rule there on what they saw and what the actual rule is.
Yeah, well, the ball is thrown behind the line of scrimmage, so that has to be caught. What happened was the ball is playable, being thrown behind the line of scrimmage, and it's a live ball. The referee shows that he is actually saying the ball is behind the line of scrimmage. Now, if he would have been ahead, take 2 steps ahead and caught it like a little slant play or stop play, that wouldn't have been acknowledged. It would have been just an incomplete pass. But right here, as you can see, he's just caught his eyes off the ball. He should have secured the ball, and he would have had a good angle to run there. But a great example to show about why that ball was thrown behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like it's being thrown forward because of where the receiver is, but in fact it's right down laterally across the line of scrimmage and behind it. Hand off to Dupree. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, so after the penalty and now the run by Dupree, it will be 2nd and 10. So after all that, not too bad for the Vikings. So we'll see if East Lyme here can kind of right the ship. That was, again, it goes to Dupree. This time he's hit at the line of scrimmage. He does muscle his way for 2, but Oliver came up to level Dupree.
Yeah, these are physical runners. You know, we see in the college level scatterboo going into the NFL, and they say that these kids won't last. But the level of play of these running backs that can take a hit and keep on running, that's what we want to see on an offensive team. East Lyme has 2 good runners there that show that.
3rd and 9. Brown goes in motion, now back. Look for the bubble screen. Thrown, and it was almost intercepted by Carter. And what a great defensive play. Porter Carter read that thing the whole way.
His eyes were, you know, we always look to tell our D-backs, if you see a motion across there, that's your guy, jump on him quick. And he did so. Could have had a pick 6 there, too.
What'll be interesting to me now, as a coach, that play fell apart. But what I'm seeing there is the next time I'm going to run that, and I'm going to have Brown head straight up the field.
Right.
And if I get a guy to jump and commit, if there's no safety help on the other side, I got 6 on the other side.
You got that right, brother.
Punt is low and a line drive and takes a bounce.
Running game that Fitch has.
Carter. Motion across. Flips it to Spader. Spader has some speed into the outside. First down as he crosses the 30-yard line. Anthony Spader, big pickup for the Falcons. But a flag on the play. That's probably holding against Fitch, and it is, which not only negates a big first down, but it's going to put Fitch in its least desire. Vikings need to get this one into the end zone. They cannot afford another mistake. Garrow has done a great job on the ground. Going to keep it again. Goes to the same spot, but this time he is met and hit level in on the tackle again.
Nice little move off his block right there and wrapping and tackling.
Nice student section on its breast cancer.
Norwich Free Academy. From college prep and career pipelines to art. Norwich Free Academy. From college prep and career pipelines to arts, athletics, and tech programs, NFA offers more opportunities than any other high school in the region. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. Engage your future at NFA. Visit nfaschool.org.
East Lyme needs to get one into the end zone here. They trail 14-0 at Fitch. The Falcons have done it on offense and on at Fitch. The Falcons have done it on offense and on defense. And now the Vikings trying to undo the mistake they made that led to the Anthony Spader 90-yard fumble, or actually lateral return.
Lateral return, yeah.
Garrow has been running it. Fakes it, heads, passes, end zone incomplete. Looking for Brown, well defended by McBride. That one had a little steam on it.
Yeah, you've seen the same thing happen over here where they roll the quarterback away from his throwing arm, so he has to kind of exert back. Now, you know, there's drills that you can do here. Obviously, we'd love to have a quarterback that's ambidextrous, especially running that kind of offense, but you know, you have to make sure you open and exert that backside shoulder so you can follow through it. If you don't, you know, it's like baseball. You know, you got to lead that runner. If you don't do that, it'll be a ball thrown backside.
3rd and goal. Keep in mind, East Lyme has a tremendous field goal kicker in Bruno, but down 2 scores. I don't know that you want 14-3 when you're in this great territory right now. Garrow. Hands off to Dupree. Dupree wrapped up and brought down in the backfield by Cameron Lee Fry. And if your lawn got fried by all that summer heat, it's time for some aeration. Hyde Park landscape. That's a Hyde Park cleanup.
You know, one thing, Casey, I'm admiring is this young man, Oliver Level. He went there and penetrated through the gap, caused it to be clogged up so the backside backer could come and make a play there. That young man's playing good physical defense tonight.
So that loss will bring Bruno in. Field goal attempt, ball will be spotted at the 18-yard line. 28-yard field goal is blocked. Blocked by the Falcons. Flag on the play. That resembles block in the back time.
Casey, we got to bring the fabric softener.
Oh, Stewart.
What a awesome, exciting play as the young man picks up the ball and he's just hustling. Players are blocking. We know that, there was a little holding play there, but man.
Block in the back against the Falcons, but they did block the field goal attempt from Bruno, so the Vikings are still not on the board, and the Falcon offense will take over. If you're Fitch, though, you've done it on offense, you've done it on defense, and now you're going to do it on special teams.
Look at the hands right there. He extends his hands and crosses them. You know, you want to take as much mass to take that down. And then he gets up and continues to run with it. Look at the energy. His teammates right there block.
The primary fullback.
That was going to be hot to trot.
Bussey was going to be, either in the fullback or on the. Everyone's had to shift back now. Bussey's been the backup fullback to Cook before, and Carter's been the quarterback before, so they both know the roles. But there's Bussey, breaks a tackle, lowers his head and just pushing the Vikings over. Benoit finally brings him down, but that's another Falcon first down. And right now, the aggressiveness is on the side of the Falcons.
Oh, yeah. Coach Ellis right now has it tuned with all the coaches just telling them what's available, and he's making those plays out there. I mean, the players are really playing with that energy tonight that's just been explosive.
Timeout East Lyme as it's a big 3rd down coming up for the Falcons with under 2 minutes remaining. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
On game day, the crowd may be divided, but when it comes to your legal team, the choice is clear. Messier, Massad, Burdick and Associates is the legal team that fights for you and your family after you've been injured. Messier, Massad, Burdick and Associates have been voted best law firm 6 years running by readers of the day because their team of attorneys brings strategy, teamwork, and determination to every insurance claim. Win or lose on the field, when you need real results, the legal team to call is Messier, Massad, Burdick and Associates in New London and East Greenwich. 860-MMB-TEAM and MMBteam.com. Why have one attorney when you can have a team?
Big 3rd down for the Falcons. Carter gonna keep it. Breaks a tackle. Still on his feet. Cuts to the outside. Porter Carter. And a great job from DiLoretto as he gets Carter back for a loss.
Wow.
That was a lot of movement and dancing around from Carter, but ultimately he's a Hyde Park cleanup.
That was a Hyde Park cleanup right there. Well, you know, he tried to track the gap, and that defense was right there to make the play. And then he does his little Tecmo turn, try to get to the outside with his speed, but great defensive effort there.
Way to stay home, DiLoretto. And now it's going to be 4th and 9. Not the down and distance the Falcons love. Minute 37 remaining here in the half. They have that 14-0 lead, but I mean, they really don't have a 4th and 9 play. It's not, it's not in the playbook.
Well, they could probably do that flood pass, which can be helpful there, and see if they can get some positive yak yardage out of it. But again, you're right. This is a difficult situation. 4th down and a long 9 like that. for a team that's constantly running the ball.
East Lyme desperately wants to hold. They got the ball coming out of the second half, and their offense has moved it well. They just have not been able to capitalize. What will Fitch do on 4th and 9? Carter's going to throw. Steps into it. Throws into double coverage, and it's just past his diving receiver. He was looking for Cameron Lee Fry, but incomplete. There is a flag on the play. That looks like it's going to be against Fitch. And it is, so there'll be a turnover on downs. The Vikings will hold. The offense will get the ball with 1:30 remaining in the half. Let's find out. Hand off to Dupre. Dupree gets about 5.
Yeah, Fitch is playing right now a soft coverage, making sure that nothing gets past them. So, the running game will be effective here.
A little miscommunication. They need to get that tackle in. Tackles in. Garrow to throw. Zips it and dropped by Brown. He wanted that one. He saw some open field and he tried to run before he secured it. That'll be a 3rd down.
That was a good throw by the quarterback, but again, get those hands, focus your hands, and finish that catch.
3rd and 3. Ball sits right on the 35. Trips left. Movement from the tackle, and that'll be 5 yards. Well, that's the mistakes that you can't have when you have that big 3rd down. Now it's going to be 3rd and 8. Garrow gives it to Dupree. As the Falcons have seen that he told them to play with pizzazz.
He said raggin' fraggin'.
He said, gosh darn it, play with pizzazz. Carter. Little screen. Has a man. East Lyme runs to the ball. Lee Fry had the catch. Ball's going to be marked at the 20. It's going to be just shy of the first down. Carter runs the play. Throws. Corner. Has a man. Up and touchdown!
Whoa!
Anthony Spader. One of the most athletic grabs we've seen. The concentration, the hands. A dagger from the Falcons and a great Wolf Lodge touchdown. Anthony Spader with a crushing touchdown at the end of the half. 10 seconds remaining. Falcons go up 20-0.
I love Carter's pocket presence there. He let him read a little bit, kept that safety right in the middle of the field, and threw a nice dime on the outside corner there. Wow. There's your muddle huddle, my friend.
Falcons will go for the kick. Gadui. Good snap, good hold. This time the kick. He gave up a touchdown with 10 seconds left. I don't know that the East Lyme defense should feel that bad, and the East Lyme offense probably has been moving it really well, and yet you're down 21-0.
Yeah.
But you are getting the ball to start the second half.
That's what makes it special.
And to Carter's credit, I mean,
wow,
Carter's the best player on the field right now.
Yeah, phenomenal.
And he can affect the game in so many ways. Coach Klein was talking about his guys having never been in this environment, right? These guys haven't been in a competitive game like this with a Fitch. And, let's find out in the second half, can they be resilient? Can they come back? Squib kick covered
Ooh, that was close.
by Angelico at the 40-yard line. So I think the Vikings will likely put this one to bed, and we will head to halftime. Once again, at the Waterford Dental Health halftime show, we're going to air our features first on the Fitch Falcons, and then on the East Lyme Vikings. Sandwiched in between, of course, will be, so you'll see Gavin Blue, and then you'll see Matt Romanowitz. But first, the clock will tick down. 5, 4, 3. So we are officially at the Waterford Dental halftime show. 21-0 Falcons on top. Stay tuned for the feature on Fitch's Gavin Blue. We'll be back with 3 pounds of pasta after that. 21-0 Falcons. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
This Game Day Player Spotlight, powered by Joshua's Worldwide.
Gavin was a starter last year at defensive end, and he did a good job there, but what we noticed is after each game, you take a look at his stats, and there wasn't a ton of plays being made in terms of tackles, assisted tackles, sacks. And so the thing that impressed me about him is that he really worked hard in the off season in the weight room. He got himself, bigger, put some weight on, much stronger than he was. And then that work really came through in the first 2 games here. Where all of a sudden the first game against AT, I think he had 7 tackles, so many of them for a loss, had a big sack in the game. And so I was impressed by that, and impressed by how that work in the offseason translated into a guy who is now making plays on the field for us defensively.
Honestly, I think it's just wanting to be there and enjoying what you're doing, as well as looking at the people around you and wanting to do it for them. Because if you have more of a reason, even if it's not for you, if you have a reason to do it and you really care about it, then that'll make it easier to go wake up at 6:30 in the morning and get out there and have to go bench 135 pounds for 5 reps or something like that. So I think it's, if you get more involved and hang out with people and enjoy the people, you'll enjoy it more, to get the motivation to wake up and end up doing that stuff.
And he works both days over the weekend, working all summer long. That's just what he does. I don't think has a lot of free time.
I work at a grocery store. It's McQuaid's. It's at Mystic. It could get pretty tiring doing everything, because working and then doing the football, you have to still wake up early to get to work, and then you have to do football on top of that. So I wake up and I'm tired, and then sometimes we have film on Saturday as well, so I have to wake up early, get to film, and then go straight to work. So yeah, it can be kind of a challenge, and then trying to get your homework done on top of that.
How do you stay motivated?
I actually just really enjoy the team and the people around me, and I have so much fun playing football. So it's honestly, it's like a gift to get to come out here and play every day. It's not like I need motivation to do this, really.
Since 1995, we've been revolutionizing transportation with our commitment to exceptional customer service. From sedans to 57-passenger motor coaches, our fleet of over 35 vehicles servicing diverse needs, including weddings, corporate events, group transportation, and much, much more. Our 24/7 availability, rigorous safety standards, and state-of-the-art technologies ensures a seamless experience. Join us on your next journey and experience the difference firsthand. At Joshua's Worldwide, we don't just provide a great ride, we deliver peace of mind.
I'm Maddie. And I'm Alexa, and we're here at Paul's Pasta Shop in Groton. It's halftime at the game, and it's time for
3 pounds of pasta. Come see us after the game to refuel with one of our signature dishes.
All right, I'm going to step out here. I'm going to give Peter Wappy a chance to now pasta. We are the 3 pounds of pasta brought to you by Paul's Pasta Shop. Now, pasta, you are on the hot seat. You can phone a friend. All right, Peter Wappy, you are not allowed to ask anyone else in the booth. You are not allowed to Google it or anything else. All right.
I can ask Doc. All right, cool. Let's go.
Now, the 3 pounds of pasta this week is featuring the 2 teams we have on the turf. We have the Fitch Falcons and we have the East Lyme Vikings. So the question is, number 1, first pound of pasta, how many state championships in football does East Lyme have? I'm going to give you 4 choices.
I'm going with 4.
A0, B1, C2, D3. So 4 is already off the table. I'm giving you, however, a chance. 0, 1, 2, or 3. How many state championships in football does East Lyme have?
I remember one before when I was young, and then there was 2 after that, so I'm going with 3.
All right. Now, I'm going to give Peter a chance to counsel you. Any counsel for him, Peter?
So I know there was one in the early 2000s.
Yep.
Just before I started working here.
No.
If you remember.
I remember Tim Allen winning a Stady. That was that team.
Okay.
So it was 2. And then there was one back in the day, like in the disco era. I'm thinking 3.
Okay.
Right.
He knows better than I would, so
Okay.
I will go with Pasta.
Okay. The answer is 1.
What?
They have won
What? Wait,
state
hold on.
championship in football. Now,
I'm sorry, Vikings.
I'm going to let you redeem yourself. Can you tell me what year it was and one prominent player on that team?
Well, I know Tim Allen was the running back, and I'm going to go with 2001.
Okay.
I'm going to go 2003 because
Okay.
I think it was closer
was
to
closer
when
to-
I started.
Always trust Peter.
I
It was
go-
2003. They won the Class Double M State Championship 17-14 over Massad.
Yeah.
And it was Lou Allen, not Tim Allen. It was Lou that was the running back. Tim came
Really?
after.
Oh, he came. Didn't Tim win one?
Lou went to UConn afterwards
Oh,
and had
man.
big years.
Well, you know,
another
the
big
Allen
guy
brothers
was
were
Whitney.
phenomenal.
Whitney Coleman was
Yeah.
another big one. Now, bonus question.
All right. Here we
How
go.
many times have they lost in state championships?
See, and I knew there was 3 somewhere out there, right? So I'm going to say 2 out of 3. Because they got 2.
The state championship losses, 4.
They've been out there that long?
They lost in 1978 to St. Bernard's in
there was a
Class
recent
M.
one.
I knew the disco era.
Under Coach Tenaglia, right?
They lost in 2004 to Staples. They lost in 2005 to Brantford. They went to back-to-back state championships. And in 2009,
Man.
they lost to New Canaan. So 4
Boy.
times, 1 and 4.
My history's off today.
Your second pound of pasta.
Man, boy.
How many state championships in football do the Fitch Falcons have?
Oh, boy. Let's see. We go here.
1, 2, 3, or 4?
I'm going to go with 3 because there was one year that they should have went, but they didn't. And they could have been state championship there, too. So I'm going to go with 3.
The correct answer is 3 state championships.
Over the bridge. That's what it is.
Now, name any of the years and a prominent player on any of those teams.
Well, I remember, Matt Maddox was one of those fierce guys. Ro Perry, a couple of good famous running backs there.
Raheem Carter.
Raheem Carter.
I know
Raheem Carter, yeah.
Was on 2 of
Yeah.
them, right? Back to back?
And then there was Massengale. I think, wasn't he one of the championships?
No, they won it in 1976. They won the double L in 76 over Trumbull.
Larry Croxton.
That's right.
My papa.
I've been waiting for
Love
that.
you.
That's
I love
the
Coach
one
Croxton.
I thought you'd know.
Yes, he had the curly hair back in the 70s running.
Now,
God bless him.
To Peter's
love you,
credit,
Coach.
To Peter's credit, they won in 99 and 2000.
Yeah.
Back state championships in Class L.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
And listen to these scores.
Check this out.
Because
Yeah.
people talk about the 99 team. 50-7 over Farmington.
50.
They came back the next year, 35-13 over Massad. So, bonus question.
Yep.
How many losses in state championships do they have?
Oof.
They've won 4. They've won 3. How many have they lost in?
I'm going to say probably 2. There's 2. I remember one. It was the year after back in the 70s, and then there was another one during our time.
3 losses in state championships, and here's why it's significant.
Why is it 3?
1979, they lost to Newington,
Yep.
21-14.
Yep.
They lost in 98
Wow,
and
that's
2001, which means they went to 4 consecutive state championships, and
Yeah.
unlike the Buffalo Bills,
Well,
they won
2.
a couple of them.
Yeah.
So
What a
they
great
are
era.
3-3 in state championships, and here is your final pound of pasta.
That was a half bowl there, Peter.
What
We gotta go
Fitch
first.
high school graduate has, because we're in the baseball, it's baseball playoffs time, it's October.
Okay.
What Fitch high school graduate has a World Series ring?
Ooh. Is it Hoffman? I don't know if there was there was the 2 pitchers. There was Harvey. My dad loves Harvey. He went and then I think it was the same pitcher. There was a teammate.
Jesse Hahn.
Jesse
neither
Hahn.
of them are the answer.
Wow. That's a toughie because I'm not really a baseball guru. Peter, I'm going to give you a call.
It's a little bit of a trick
I'm
question.
going to
just
throw a
little
can over here.
Menhart.
Paul Menhart is the correct answer.
That's what I'm talking about, Peter!
As the pitching coach of the Washington
Nationals. That's right.
Now, a favorite to win the World Series this year are the Philadelphia Phillies. If the Philadelphia Phillies are able to win the World Series, What East Lyme running back will have a World Series ring?
Wow. Well, East Lyme running back would have a World Series ring. Oh my God! Paging Mr. Peter Whoppy, Mr. Peter. We're stuck here.
I don't know that.
I don't know.
I should say what East Lyme alumni running back has.
McDonald? That was an old school picture though. I remember back in the day. Let me see. I know a few, but they were linemen. We were cool like that.
East Lyme Hall of Famer in football and baseball and basketball. But he was a football running back. He was a big time. He's in the East Lyme Hall of Fame.
What do you think?
And the answer,
I'm gonna go up the air with probably say Manwaring.
That is incorrect. The answer is Todd Donovan, who is a scout in the Philadelphia Phillies organization. And if they win the World Series, he will get a World Series ring. He is an East Lyme Hall of Famer. So Menhart, great soccer player, gets the pitching coach.
That was a good World Series.
Donovan. So those are your 3 pounds of pasta. A little look at the history of Fitch and East Lyme. We're going to send it away for the feature.
Look, a ladybug.
On
check that out, Pete.
East Lyme's Romanowitz, and then we will be back with the folks from Valenti here at the Waterford Dental Health Halftime Show.
Welcome to Paul's Pasta Shop, 223 Thames Street in Groton, where every bite is a taste of tradition. From our homemade pasta to our sauces, we're passionate about bringing the freshest ingredients to your table, serving your favorite Italian dishes since 1988. Visit our website at www.paulspastashop.com. You can call in your orders at 860-445-5276. You can follow us on Instagram at Paul's Pasta.
This Game Day Player Spotlight, powered by Joshua's Worldwide.
Everything kind of started for me freshman year. I'd never played football before. And, I just had a bunch of friends that did play, and I kind of just wanted to get, that family aspect, kind of just find, a place in the high school.
The growth on and off the field for Matt, it's obviously just visible, just looking at him from a maturity standpoint, from a weight room standpoint. I think him getting named captain in December, he really started to show the type of kid he was in and around all the young kids, and as we brought a big freshman class in, I couldn't have chose a better leader this year.
Yeah, I really think it was just East Lyme in general. I feel like we haven't really been a good program, and someone needed to step things up, and I felt like I had to do something there.
I think from year 1 to year 2, the commitment overall as a team that the kids have made in the weight room, and I think, hopefully we're starting to see some of the benefits of that on Friday nights now. And, Matt and a number of the boys would work all day long, and we kind of set up our summer weight program so that they would be able to come to lifting after their work day. And Matt would come in from landscaping with his boots on and the jeans on, and, after doing a hard 7, 8, 9 hour day, and then get right in the weight room and do 2 hours of lifting and stuff.
During the summer, I was doing landscaping with Coach Manwaring, and that was 8 to 3 o'clock out in the sun all day, and then we were coming in and doing conditioning and lifting as a team, and it really was great for me to just stay out and active all summer long.
We're trying to find out what type of team we are right now, but you see the type of programs that we have in our league, some of the elite programs, and we're not there yet. We're trying to find out what type of team we're going to be, but I think what they started this summer lends to what we're trying to be as a program, and that is example number 1 of a type of kid that we want to set an example for all the younger kids behind him moving forward and going forward year after year to build ourselves, not only as whatever type of team we are this year, but a type of program.
Since 1995, we've been revolutionizing transportation with our commitment to exceptional customer service. From sedans to 57-passenger motor coaches, our fleet of over 35 vehicles servicing diverse needs, including weddings, corporate events, group transportation, and much, much more. Our 24/7 availability, rigorous safety standards, and state-of-the-art technologies ensures a seamless experience. Join us on your next journey and experience the difference firsthand. At Joshua's Worldwide, we don't just provide a great ride, we deliver peace of mind.
is time for the Athletes of the Future Grade 8 Plays of the Week. At number 8, NFA Boys Soccer, Jacob Sikorsky is going to show why soccer can be so beautiful as he makes the move. Perfect pass, Caden Joseph into the corner of the net, head ball, 3-1 win over Wyndham. Soccer can be poetry, boys. At number 7, excuse the cuteness factor of this one, because these kids can play. Ezekiel Torres, Wyndham Pee-wees. Look at the cut right there. Look at the cut right there. And now the speed, looking like a 1980s video game, outracing everybody to the end zone, 70 yards for the touchdown. We're going to keep it with the kids, but we're going to get a little older. Ledyard seniors, Benji Dixon. Look at the kick to the goal line. Wow, that puts him in a tough spot. But then he's just gonna show the afterburners. That's some Top Gun Maverick stuff right there, putting the jets on, heading down the sidelines, 99 yards. You know, number 5, Blake Sheehan shows one of the hardest things to do in sports. Save the PK. The Lyme, Old Lyme Middle School goalie. Let's watch it again. Full extension, and what a save by Sheehan. At number 4, we know Hayden Allard is a weapon on the offensive side of the ball for Killingly. But Jonathan Law found out he's a weapon on the defensive side. Picks it off, gets to the outside, and gets a block, and then from there, it's pure elusiveness. Allard, 85 yards, pick 6, Killingly undefeated. Elusiveness is not what I would use to describe Logan Baird. East Lyme football wins 38-0 over East Haven, and sometimes you just have to want it a little more. You can't possibly get, that's 8. Yeah, Baird wanted it more. At number 2, Waterford Field Hockey, Audrey Stewart. I have never seen this before. Little touch, backhand flip over the top of everybody, top shelf goal. What a win for Waterford. But at number 1 for a free week of training at Athletes of the Future, Wheeler Soccer's Jillian Como. She started the game as the goalie, pitched a shutout in the first half, moved to striker, and did that right there. What a goal behind, over her head. That's your number 1 play. Send in your best plays, and maybe you can make next week's AOF Grade 8. Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. Gear up for game day with a winning smile from Waterford Dental Health. Located in Waterford, we're your go-to for top-notch dental care in a relaxed, friendly setting. Whether you need a routine checkup, a cosmetic boost, or advanced treatment, our experienced team has you covered. Enjoy the game with confidence and comfort. Schedule your appointment today. Waterford Dental Health, where your smile is our top priority. Visit us online or call now to book. Everyone wants their keys back fast, but you definitely want the job done right. Rich's Auto Body in New London, family owned and operated for 30 years, is the area's most trusted source for quality auto body work. Don't lose sleep over your auto body repairs. Rest easy knowing the job is in good hands with Rich's Auto Body. If you live in Eastern Connecticut, you belong at Norwich Free Academy. From college prep and career pipelines to arts, athletics, and tech programs, NFA offers more opportunities than any other high school in the region. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. Engage your future at NFA. Visit nfaschool.org. Game Day is brought to you by Dairy Queen. Locations in Groton, Taffville, and Pawcatuck. Dairy Queen is the place to go for fabulous food and sweet treats that can't be beat. When you need something satisfying, go to Dairy Queen. Nothing makes a football family happier than a touchdown. And nothing will make your family happier than a trip to Great Wolf Lodge. With a brand new location at Foxwoods Resort and Casino, Great Wolf Lodge is the premium place for year-round entertainment that is perfectly suited for the entire family. With its world-famous indoor water park, Great Wolf Lodge is never out of season. Indoor adventure facilities, virtual reality rooms, and quests for the kids are just a few of the many reasons your family will love to howl at Great Wolf. Check out their amazing rooms, reasonable prices, and top-notch facilities, and make Great Wolf Lodge your go-to for family fun. On game day, the crowd may be divided, but when it comes to your legal team, the choice is clear. Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates is the legal team that fights for you and your family after you've been injured. Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates have been voted best law firm 6 years running by Readers of the Day because their team of attorneys brings strategy, teamwork, and determination to every insurance claim. Win or lose on the field, when you need real results, the legal team to call is Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates in New London and East Greenwich. 860-MMB-TEAM and MMBteam.com. Why have one attorney when you can have a team?
We are at the Waterford Dental halftime show here. The Fitch Falcons with a 21-0 lead over the East Lyme Vikings. And Pasta, what does East Lyme need to do getting the football here to start the second half to, right the ship here down 21-0?
The biggest thing right now is that their offense and defense are playing well. It's just these big plays that came out of special teams. I'd say go back out there and do what you're doing, execute those plays, avoid the penalties that have been putting you guys a little bit back, and see if we can get some points to kind of keep the motivation on our side.
Defensively, it's going to take something too, right? So offensively, they're going to need to put some points on the board, but defensively, they're going to have to find a way to stop that Fitch offense. What makes the Fitch offense so difficult to defend?
Well, you have to be disciplined in the areas of the running game and what they're doing. If it's going to be a quarterback to pitch, a fullback dive, still be disciplined with your keys and play effectively. Play physical football. They're hidden. It's just that right now, the favor on their side is that Fitch tends to make penalties too and put themselves in a situation. So we need more of that to help them out. Kind of the luck side to keep East Lyme in this game close. Again, 14 points that were up in the air, unexpected. This is still would have been a close game. But East Lyme, to me, I am confident that they can go out there and execute those plays. See what happens.
Will get the kickoff as they just added some time to our clock here at halftime. So the teams are heading out onto the field, a little warm-up time. So 2:35 remaining here in the Waterford Dental Health halftime show before we get on. Talk a little bit about what you liked from the East Lyme offense despite not being able to put any points on the board.
Oh, I like their angle blocking. I mean, looking at the linemen and what they're trying to execute with the quarterback run and then the counters and that, that was really physical football there that pushed the defense and made them have some difficult things to kind of follow up with. But, I think the quarterback should throw a little bit more. I think he has a good arm. Again, in these key plays of throwing it lateral, I think he could gun him downfield. Give him a chance. We got to get number 3 to run out there. Poor kid's been running all over the place, hasn't been really showing any signs. So that's Brown. So hopefully this will all combine to be something that can push them to be able to play this game a little bit more closely than expected.
Now last week, and thank you, by the way, for doing such a fabulous job, you and Joe D,
I love Joe. He's a
on
great
that
guy.
game, and you guys did a great job. You did a great job with the Hyde Park call, and really well done.
A couple of times I kept Highland because I kept on putting it together. I was so excited. I felt like I needed a sword, like Excelsior.
You did such a great job, but under difficult circumstances, because there weren't, in this game, we have already had more plays worthy of the sensational play of the game.
Right.
You guys didn't have a whole lot of that last week.
No. Actually, there was a lot of plays that looked great, but they were called back. I mean, like even this one, these big plays that have been going on throughout the season that I'm enjoying. It's penalties that are just, coating it up. I think the first game of the week was the only one where we saw less penalties in action. So, these kids are young. They're growing. This division in this league is a very young league, and I know that people always say, what's the expectations? Is just to kind of build them to be able to make every play an effective play and then just continue to go on off of that. So Fitch right now has the momentum. I love what they're doing. East Lyme should be confident. Coaches should be telling them, hey, you guys are doing well. We just got to get out there and get some points.
So the Falcon student section in the pink.
Oh, it's packed.
Is happy right now with
Yeah.
their Falcons up 21-0. We are counting down the final seconds. The Vikings are on the field ready to get the second half kickoff. Imperative that they get not just good field position, but I believe that this drive needs to be a productive drive. I'm going to go far enough out and say this drive needs to result in points.
Yes.
I don't think that they're going to stop Fitch cold in the second half, so I think they need to get some points on the board. The kickoff about to come off the foot of Ashton Gadui, and
by the way, I got to give you credit for saying
NFA.
that name. That name is amazing. When you look at it writing and what you're saying, I mean, you're on tone right here.
Well, there's a famous story about me mispronouncing a Fitch football player.
Yeah.
Letelier. I
Yeah.
got that one wrong. So down on the field, I told this young man, I said, please say your last name
Yeah.
for me. He laughed. He's like, it's not easy. And I'm like, but I'm going to get it. I
Yeah.
promise you. No more.
5 times, right?
Pooch kick goes out of bounds. Penalty. So East Lyme will have it in great field position at the 35. Coach Ellis was there when I asked him, and he started laughing.
Yes, he
And
did.
I said, Ashton, I am never going to mispronounce another Fitch football player's name again. And Coach Ellis goes, Letelier.
Letelier.
Which was what I did to that poor young man years ago.
I remember when you were saying that. I thought it was more like Welcome Back Carter, Letelier. You know what I mean?
I knew it was Letelier, and of course the kid made 15 catches for 200 yards.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean,
phenomenal.
Oh, my gosh. So they're going to make the Falcons re-kick this one because they want the return. They think they can do better than the 35-yard line. So I said to Coach Ellis, I said, how do you pronounce the last name? And he said, we call him Ashton.
That's it. You didn't change anything else.
He said his first name, we go by the first name. And I think that, it's, he looked at me like, are you really going to try to pronounce? And I'm like, this is your name, young man. This is your name. Like, this is important. I should take the time to try to get it right. Doesn't mean I'm not going to mess it up anyway, and I still might be saying it wrong, but I'm trying.
It sounds good, though. It's coming from the heart, and I know Mike will be happy.
He's like the N is silent.
Yep.
And the end, and it's Dwee.
Dwee at the end, yes.
And you can see it.
Yep.
When you look at it, Ngajui. You can see Dwee. Now I'm sure there's a little accent or flair that I'm not putting onto it, but I'm glad I asked him, and I think he had a smile on his face. He thought it was great.
Oh, he's a great kid, definitely.
This time that line drive kick comes down to Brown at the 30. He crosses the 40 right at the 40. So a gain of 5 on the re-kick, and East Lyme will have it in good field position at their own 40-yard line.
Yeah, I think Coach right now should be full effect, ready to go with this offense and go out there and just march the plays that he's been successful with. So,
So Vikings come out. We'll find out. I always love when teams come out at halftime, especially when it's a slightly longer halftime. I love when they come out at halftime to see adjustments, but more than anything, just the energy.
Yeah.
What do they come out of halftime like? Garrow hands off to Dupree, and he'll gain 4 yards on first down. They had really no problem picking up yards when they went to Dupree and Baird, or Garrow. It felt like they kind of got almost too versatile at times. Sometimes it's just like give it until they stop it.
Exactly. The pop-up unit used to always say that if you're going to run to the right and it's good, run to the left. Keep on running it and stop until they stop it.
Another handoff to Dupree. Falls forward this time. Well done in the gap. Stewart, who has played a phenomenal game for the Falcons.
Definitely.
I don't know that we've ever had if he had returned that for a touchdown and he had gotten a blocked punt, a blocked field goal, and a return for a touchdown, we may have had our first special teams player of the game.
If I was a coach, I would take him to get the steak. That effort right there is unbelievable.
3rd and 3. Empty backfield. So Garrow, this is where he's kept it in the past. Fakes, goes, nothing there, cuts it back, shows some shiftiness and gets to midfield for a first down. Credit Jacob Garrow. That was patience and vision.
Yeah, he skid-scat-skadoodle until he found a way to go downhill. And plus his size. I mean, if he finishes downhill, he would have had that first down. The chains are moving. 1st and 10 for the Vikings.
I mean, there was nothing in the direction he wanted to go. When he cut it back, he still had to be a little bit elusive. And like you said, with his size, ultimately he should just put his head down and he'll get that extra yard. Dupree stands to his left. Motion across now, Brown. Garrow fakes to Brown, steps up. Deep ball, has a man, and it's caught at the 25-yard line. Logan Benoit brings it down, and a nice job stepping up in the pocket. Garrow hit him.
Great pass protection right there as they gave him that pocket, but he is so tall, he could actually see over his lineman and saw that corner route being run by the player. Made a great catch right there. Well, the chains are moving now. Oh, looks like we got a timeout on the field, Case.
Officials timeout?
Yeah.
Official timeout on the field for an injured player.
There's an injured player on the field. You know, back when I was a freshman in high school, Papa Buney came to me and said, would you be interested in playing freshman quarterback?
Quarterback, yeah.
And I said, Papa Buney, I said, I don't have the prototypical quarterback body.
Yeah.
I was 5'6", 155 pounds at the time.
Yeah.
And he said, can you toss it left?
That's it.
Can you toss it right?
It's got to give it to number 1.
Can you turn to the right and hand it to Jamal?
That's
Can
it.
you turn to the left and hand it to Jamal? And I said, do I ever have to throw it? He goes, no,
Nope.
Jamal will throw it.
He'll throw it, yeah.
So I'm looking at Garrow, and I'm like, this is a kid I want throwing the football.
Yeah.
He's got all the size in the world for that.
Definitely.
First down, Vikings trying to get on the board here to start the second half. Dupree with the carry. Hole closes up quickly as Bussey shuts him down after a short gain.
That was a good read by the linebackers there. As soon as they saw that down block, he came up the field real quick and matched them up toe-to-toe there for no gain.
All right, the Stonington Bears, who popped into my power rankings this week after a win over New London, 30-0 over Wyndham.
Wow.
All right, Bears fans, I hear you.
I know there's one fan. We'll put it on Facebook.
Baird. So tough to bring down, so determined. He's inside the 15 to the 13. First down, Vikings. I know they love Dupree, but there's something about the Baird sort of physicality that I think East Lyme needs to tap into.
Yeah, well, Baird's very thick up top, and it's hard to wrap and tackle him. You know, while the other one's more elusive and downhill running. You know, he doesn't have that height where guys can just grab him from the thigh board. So
I think get the East Lyme offensive line feeling physical, running with Baird. First down. Garrow fakes to Baird, looking to throw over the middle, has a man in the end zone. Touchdown, Logan Benoit. A dime from Jacob Garrow. The hands from Logan Benoit. And a Great Wolf Lodge touchdown for East Lyme. They're on the board. It's 21-6.
Man, what poise. Was in the right position as he was looking at his receiver. The receiver made a out and in. When he cut it inside, was wide open. No safety there to help. A beautiful bullet pass, too. Man, what touch this kid has right here. A lot of potential for this young man.
Finn Bruno in for the extra point. They have had a field goal blocked. Snap's good. Hold is up. And Bruno with the big leg through 21-7. Let's take a look at the 21-7 with 8:41 remaining here, and we will keep it here.
Well, what I liked about it was the protection that they had was actually a 6-man protection. They gave the chance for the 3 receivers to kind of run their route there, and when he broke open on the inside, he had a nice view, a nice little, what they call a target window that you would like to throw it, and it was a perfect spot and catch. Again, the size mismatch right there with the safety is going to be a factor. They accomplished the first goal, Casey. They got the touchdown.
Yep.
Now the momentum now is what special teams can do to transition it to the defensive effort of Vikings.
So, effectively, what just happened right now is East Lyme just threw a punch and punched Fitch.
Yep.
Now Fitch is up 21-7, so it's not a knockout punch, but they punched him. They threw a punch, they punched back. Now Fitch gets the ball, and you put it in the hands of your most dynamic player, and you see what happens. First, though, an onside kick with no Falcons on the field. I don't think they blew the whistle and let that one go, so I do applaud These are not the droids you're looking for.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Fitch better be careful. And that's just continue to talk on the sidelines. I heard a little whistle, so I was thinking, hey, and then the coach kind of said point to kick, and they're lucky that didn't happen.
Bruno will do it again. Kickoff brought to you by Norwich Free Academy. This time a hard line drive kick that McBride lets go. Picked up by Carter. Carter gets a block, gets to the outside, and crosses the 30-yard line before he's wrestled out of bounds by Emmett Oswald. Oswald, one of the backup quarterbacks here at East Lyme, also a very good special teams player. And he wrestled Carter out of bounds, and now the Fitch offense. So they just got punched, and now it's a question, does Carter and the Fitch offense punch back?
Yeah, well, Fitch got to go what they've been doing. Start off with that fullback and work their way around to that option system and find that opening. Again, there were some openings in that passing route with the flood pass that could be very effective throughout the course of the game.
So Patel checks in. Now, I have noticed when Patel is in the game, they like to run wide. He's a very good blocker, and they've been using him along with Lee Fry on the outside when they run wide. So right on cue, they hand it off to the fullback, and he gets 4, but they did run to Patel's side.
Yep.
I think they like him blocking out there as a wide receiver.
Yeah, it's really a good system. When you look at it, studying like all the stuff that I've learned from college with the Navy, midshipmen, and the Air Force with the option game, it's always just trying to make sure you could break a defensive responsibility, and that can cause a lot of disruption. And then you could run that play over if the defense doesn't pick it up. So again, stopping the fullback, with 4 yards downfield is not good. You got to stuff them and then make them force a 3rd and long.
2nd and 6. Handoff goes to Spader. Spader shows his speed, and he'll be right up to the 45-yard line, just shy of the first down.
Boy, they are hitting out there today. That young man put his head right there, and he's shaking a little bit.
So it's going to be, they're going to move the chains, or they're going to go, we have an injured player who they are going to attend to. And while we have this injured player very quickly, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
On game day, the crowd may be divided, but when it comes to your legal team, the choice is clear. Messier, Massad, Burdick and Associates is the legal team that fights for you and your family after you've been injured. Messier, Massad, Burdick and Associates have been voted best law firm 6 years running by Readers of the Day because their team of attorneys brings strategy, teamwork, and determination to every insurance claim. Win or lose on the field, when you need real results, the legal team to call is Messier, Massad, Burdick and Associates in New London and East Greenwich. 860-MMB-TEAM and MMBteam.com. Why have one attorney when you can have a team?
3rd and a yard seems generous. I think it's probably
a little under,
just inside a yard. We'll call it 2.5 feet.
That was their corner that's been assisted off the field right now. They got a younger player in.
That was Carmine Bruno that came off the field, so they'll put a younger player in. And here on 3rd down, Carter sends McBride in motion. Carter keeps it himself, has the first down. And he's wrapped up by the Vikings as he gets close to midfield, but it'll be 1st down Falcons as Porter Carter got just enough.
One thing that I love about Coach Ellis is when he sees the inside run game is effective, he'll stick with it because it really makes that quarter fast. Like the first quarter, we saw that really kind of speed up, and now he's been kind of pounding it between the tackles and then working to the outside when he sees those linebackers kind of stay in tight. So Coach Ellis is running a good offensive scheme right here.
I'm going to make a point about the offense of the Falcons after this play on 1st down, and it's a credit to Coach Ellis. Hand off to Bussey. Bussey gets 5 up the middle. So Bussey's an excellent fullback. We've seen him. He's been the backup to Devin Cook for a few years. He's not the explosive back. When you played Fitch with Devin Cook as the fullback, you had to key on Cook because if you missed the initial tackle, he's gone. He was a threat, as the best fullbacks in the Fitch offense throughout the years have been. He was a threat to go. He is a different style back. He's a very, very good fullback. He's tough on contact. He's like a 5-yard machine.
Right.
But he's not the home run threat that Cook was. So it changes a little bit how you defend. Carter, wide pitch. Spader has the first down, crosses the 40. Similarly, when Carter was playing the wing back, he's a threat because he's getting it in space every time.
Right.
Now as the quarterback, how he is incorporated into the offense changes because he's always going fullback dive first. So, Fitch has had to change dramatically their offense from Cook and Carter and El Corey, who started the year there, to now Carter and Bussey.
Definitely a different culture in the system with the players that have rotated around.
McBride goes in motion. There's that trap inside, well defended by the Vikings. Logan Baird was there, and Spader, short gain. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, definitely a good job by the defense. But again, they brought the pressure that they needed to bring and destroyed that blocking scheme right there for a loss.
Falcons, though, right where they are, field position-wise, perfectly content. This has been a long quarter for them, having played defense first. They'll take this thing all the way down if they can.
I have a funny feeling if we can grind this all the way down and get to the 4th quarter, working their way there, that could be tough for East Lyme to come back.
2nd and 9. Carter tries the hard count. Now motions McBride. Hands off Bussey. And there's that 7 yards. I call him Mr. He's Mr. Automatic on the 5-yard. He's 5-yard. He's a 5-yard bus. But right there, he was a step away from breaking it. That's the Devin Cook touchdown.
Well, his length and height, I just got to say, he runs different, but then he's also, putting his body right there for the linebackers, and it's kind of tough when you got a tall kid running the ball. As compared to the low stance that I used to love with Cook when he ran. He was just honestly like a little Wolverine attacking down the line scrimmage where he can aggressively penetrate through. So, I love this dynamics. It's a different style of offense with the people that are there, but it's working.
3rd and 2. Hard count whistle, and I think we're going to get, that's usually in the position of a false start. And it is a false start, so 3rd and 2 becomes 3rd and 7. That's the danger of the hard count, getting your own guy to go.
Nice. Always remember, Todd Yukel will look at us. We always did it probably a couple times, but he would make sure, we would always know that count.
This past week in the NFL, I got to see the false start called against the center.
Yeah.
When the entire offensive line went on one, and the center didn't snap it.
He didn't snap it.
I was like, how do you forget the snap count?
It happens sometimes. I love Todd. He used to help me out.
Carter, gonna throw. Time. Man. And caught. Cameron Lee with a great catch in traffic. Went up and outdueled the defender. That's right. That was you 2-4.
Oh, we got a holding call right there, Case.
And the officials are determined to take away every
it was just like
sensational play of the night with a penalty.
My stomach is empty right now. Well, you know what? I got to be honest with you. There was a lot of pressure coming in from East Lyme. Carter took a hit when he threw that ball. A lot of class to hold on there, and then the catch was unbelievable. But all for naught, Casey. All for naught. They're both. Guess what? Offsetting plays.
So it's a do-over.
Yeah, it's a do-over.
Did you say that Todd Yukel helped you, by the way?
Yes, there was a secret that we used to do.
We're going to show it anyway? All right, let's show that. Let's show
look
that.
Look at that throw off the ball, back of his foot, and look at the catch, the concentration. Oh, man. These kids are playing phenomenal. It's just that we're not having these plays put on paper.
That is the definition of a catch, contested catch in traffic.
Mm-hmm.
McBride in motion. Bussey gets the handoff on the dive, and he falls forward for maybe half a yard. That was not sure if I was going to give it up or not. So 4th and 7, and they're kind of I don't think they punt from the 35. They'll go for it here on 4th and 7.
I'll tell you, Carter's a little bit upset. He knew that Bussey was getting sunk in by the edge player, and that's why he was trying to get that ball pulled out, because that makes him free to run with his pitch player. It could have been an explosive play right there.
4th and 7. Patel goes out wide left. Look for Carter to go out left and run behind Patel. McBride goes in motion. Carter fakes it that way, rolls right, has a man wide open, and he missed him.
Oh, by a foot out of bounds, Casey.
He had Cameron Lee Fry, and he was wide open.
Wow.
Carter wants that one back, but the Vikings hold with 3:06 remaining, and if this offense can get the ball down the field and score again, we've got ourselves a ball game. What will the Vikings do?
Check right there on that move for the defense. I know, again, penalties kind of caused that little adjustment, but we were saying that was going to be the portion that was going to be added. Can Fitch play a penalty-free series? They didn't, and now East Lyme has the ball, brother.
What I love about that play is I saw Patel go out left.
Yep.
They've run behind him every time they've needed to run wide. At
You're
4th
right.
and 7, I didn't expect a fullback dive. And what did they do? They faked the toss left behind
Yep.
Patel, rolled him out, and the guy was wide open.
Wide open.
I knew, so if I knew it, then East Lyme knew it, and they ran off it. I love that.
Yo, you got the vibe.
1st down, handoff Dupree. Dupree out in the open, gets to the outside. Dupree, speed, down the sideline. Kai Dupree, see you later. Quick touchdown, Vikings. Howl, howl, howl. We got a ball game. It's a Great Wolf Lodge touchdown.
Man, that's check number 3 right there. Offense scoring back again on one play. Beautifully executed, mind you. I want to give credit to that offensive line, the way they stretched that defensive line and caused that gap to be open. Man, what a turnaround right here. That was a late halftime, and sometimes teams think they can come out flat. Wow.
Bruno in for the extra point. Snaps good. Kick is up, and it is through. Let's check out the vision and the speed of East Lyme's Kai Dupree. He was off to the races, and you know the Falcons have speed on defense. It did not bother number 8.
They matched up 1-to-1 with the blocking scheme, and they maintained their blocks till they got to the second level. And look at him go. Hightailing it right there, little band technique in the end zone. Casey, we got a game, brother.
21-14. I'm going to turn this thing around now, right? In the first half, East Lyme drove the ball, couldn't get in the end zone because they made mistakes. Fitch drives the ball there, has a touchdown, and can't get it.
Can't get it.
Has a first down, can't get it, turns it over, and they give up the big play in the other direction. Now, if I'm the East Lyme defense, I'm saying, hey, guys, we've only given up, we're doing okay, right? We're keeping you in this thing, and the East Lyme offense has got to feel good right now.
Yeah, a lot of momentum energy right here. You can see the East Lyme sideline right now is up and at him.
No matter what else, though, East Lyme came out in the second half. We talked about what would the energy be like. They're right back in this thing. Bruno. High spiraling kick comes down to Carter at the 5-yard line. 32-yard line is where the Falcons will have it. 1st and 10 with 2:45 remaining in the ball game, in the third quarter rather. We've got a ball game.
Yep.
What will Carter and the Fitch offense do here to respond?
Yo, keep on grinding. Don't make mistakes. I mean, if I was the coach right now, I'd just be saying, keep on running the plays and stay on your blocks and do it right. Don't get any penalties, then we can score off of it. They are in control of their own destiny right here if they execute their plays.
What a good teammate, tying his teammate's shoe.
Yeah, you see that?
Quarterback does it all. That's what.
He is so talented. I mean, he is definitely the MVP of this team right now so far.
Motion, Carter keeps it himself, puts his head down, and he's hit quickly and wrestled to the ground. First guy on the tackle was Jacob Palermo.
I'll be honest with you, Casey. The pitch players have been, just uncovered sometimes. I'm wondering why he couldn't just give that pitch up right there. That would have helped out a lot.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6, so not a bad outcome. 4-yard gain is a good gain, but you're right. You're seeing, maybe the pitch there gets you 44 instead of 4.
Exactly.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is Bussy time right here.
Yeah, got to give it to the Buff.
Wind really picking up now, too. Motion. Fakes the handoff to Bussy. There's the wide toss. Spader has it. He has a first down, 48-yard line. And so they read my mind and yours.
Yep. Definitely could really cause a lot of disruption now to the defense. And then now you can work on the wide side of the field or you can run short side of the field. The option is so beautiful because it gives you that variable of I have to keep this defense even. And some teams use a 4-man front to do it, but you're going to have a commitment of what your linebackers have to do there. If you run the odd front, you have a balance, but then you're going to be outnumbered in one case. So, Fitch got to find those holes, and they're finding them right now.
I'll give you another thought after this first down play here from Carter. Motion across Spader. Handoff Bussy. Bussy, big gain and a first down for the Falcons. Sometimes we talked about that pitch to the wide man.
Yep.
Even if it's not a big play, you got to show you're willing to do it.
Right.
Carter hadn't yet pitched it.
Yeah.
Now that play is in East Lyme. Now East Lyme has to keep that play honest and defend that man.
Yeah, and this is posture because as a quarterback, when you're running, what he likes to do sometimes is if he feels like he's going to go for it, he just tucks and goes. You still got to hold that ball and that little discipline of the option. Then you make your move because then that defender will stay where he has to stay. Otherwise, they'll squeeze in and make the play. But again, this inside-outside is kind of like breaking the accordion. You're making that defense stretch, and then you're going to come bring them down tight. And it's going to make them tired because they're over-focusing on things. And if they're not responsible for their assignment, there's an explosive play coming up.
You saw that as soon as they ran wide and pitched that ball wide, the next fullback dive was much more wide open.
Much more wide open,
East Lyme is now having to defend and keep it honest. Bussy gets the handoff. Big hole, big gain. Tough run, Sean, the bus. Another first down. If they mark him just shy, it'll be...
Man.
Nope, they're going to give him the first down and move those chains.
All I can think about is Roger Craig and the 49ers when his footwork, just running. This kid continues to move his feet and grind the clock. That's the most important thing right now Fitch can be on savoring this offensive series is that they're going to knock this time out, get into the fourth quarter, and be able to still sustain this drive.
35 seconds and counting. Carter brings him up to the line. Motion across McBride. Again, Bussy better defended. Gain of perhaps 2. 62-6 was the final Killingly over New London.
Wow.
37-0 Stonington all over Wyndham.
Wow.
Bears looking to rise up the power rankings this week.
They were a young team that we saw had a lot of potential with the quarterback and the running game. At that time, they were having a hard time executing plays against Waterford, but it's good to see Stonington play up to the they should play.
We're at the end of 3, 21-14. Falcons with the lead and driving. It's winning time when we come back. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Win.
Every football fan knows no star player wins alone. It takes a full team to produce a win. And that's how the team of attorneys at Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates handle their cases. Voted best law firm by the readers of the day 6 years running, the attorneys at Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates work together, fighting insurance companies for you and your family. Insurance companies have teams of lawyers on their side, and you can too, with Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates. When you need a winning legal team off the field, call Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates in New London and East Greenwich, 860-MMB-TEAM and MMBteam.com. Why have one attorney when you can have a team?
There's the Devin Cook talking to the second best fullback here tonight, Mike Tomorrow. People don't realize that Mike was actually a huge prospect coming out of Xavier High School in Middletown.
Xavier.
They actually made him become a sports writer because they were afraid of the amount of people he would hurt as a fullback. He was that tough around.
He has tenacity. It shows in his writing.
Carter throws and he underthrows Spader, incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and 7. And when the running game is going as well as Fitch is having it going, that they can take shots like that. Yeah. That was an underthrown ball. If he got Spader in stride, that would have been a big play.
Yeah, one thing that I can say, quarterbacks that are part of the option scheme, if you give a good ingredient of running, sometimes their posture of their passing game kind of gets affected by it. You can see right there, he kind of threw it short, body was tight. You know, if he would have led that pass right there, that could have been a big gain for the Falcons.
So 3rd down and 7. Bussey gets the dive. He'll be close to the 1st down, but he'll be short. So East Lyme's defense will have a chance here. It's going to be 4th and 3. So here's a chance for the Viking defense.
It's a long
get the
right
ball
here.
back.
I mean, we've seen it. I would have been like, I mean, if I'm Coach Ellis, give it to the bus. The young man's running very physical. But again, it's always an opportunity with the other threats there to work to the outside. Being in the middle of the field, again, gives you so many variables in that offense to play. So we'll see what happens here.
Big 4th down. Carter fakes, throws, has a man complete, heading to the end zone. Touchdown! Hey, Cameron Lee Fry, you've been waiting for it. You got it. Dance, dance, dance. That's a Great Wolf Lodge touchdown.
Wow, what a play.
He has been trying to get on the highlight reel with the big play. Well, there's a touchdown. No bigger play than that. Families in football love a touchdown. Families love Great Wolf Lodge, and he's on the board, 27-14 Falcons.
Casey, what a call. The safeties were coming up, creeping to help in that run game. Again, Bussey's being the threat on that series, caused those safeties to step up, and they were not reading their keys when that play action came in. Wide open. Nice throw.
Gutsy call.
Yeah.
And they're going to go for 2 here, I think, to try to put this one, make East Lyme have to do a 2-pointer as well.
Yep.
Carter strings it out, tosses the Spader, speed to the outside, and he's going to get in 29-14. Gutsy call on 4th down, but ultimately you're putting it in the hands of your quarterback, and you're going to see right now a nice catch from Lee Fry.
Look at the safeties come in, and he literally ran to the linebackers right down the line, and he had to come back and get his player. If he's matching up man-to-man there, which was the man-to-man scheme, he didn't see him.
Carter took a hit. That was only maybe a couple of inches away from being incomplete. So Lee Fry went up and made a good catch. And then he's to the end zone. You see Devin Cook there, all smiles, because the Falcons up 29-14.
How about Coach Ellis calling a tough play on 4th down, then going in and saying, let's go for 2 right off the rip, instead of being constant. Coach Ellis has always been a gutsy coach. He always like to make those plays.
Well, I think they've had some struggles in the kicking game on the extra points, and he's thinking, I don't want East Lyme to be able to come back and kick 2 extra points to win this thing. If this way, he's going to have to at least make them go for 2 if they get both scores. So I like that. With 11 minutes remaining here in the ball game, Falcons back up 2 scores, and East Lyme's offense will be right back on the field after this NFA kickoff.
East Lyme's still a threat, Casey.
I am going to tie together me and you, East Lyme, and Fitch when we come back off this kickoff. What do you see the magic I make happen right here?
All right. I'm feeling the fire. The games are so much better in grass, in my opinion.
Kick is taken at the 28-yard line. Dupree got it, and it'll be 1st down Vikings. All right. You talked about the beauty of the option.
Yeah.
Well, someone very dear to you, your nephew AJ.
That's right.
My boy is a freshman at Westfield State.
Yep.
They run triple option.
Triple O.
And as a center at Bacon Academy, he is well ahead of everybody because he knows the offense very well.
Exactly.
A player on his team, a fellow offensive lineman, knows the triple option just as well.
Really?
Because he was a senior captain at Fitch last year.
That's true.
Brandon Wilson. Hand off to Dupree, and he is wrestled down right at the line of scrimmage. He'll fight his way forward for 3. The tenacity from Dupree. Wrestling forward, he has himself a big gain. Now, how do I tie East Lyme into it? One of the leading offensive players on Westfield State as a wingback is Aiden Patterson, East Lyme graduate. He's a sophomore. So Brandon Wilson, A.J. O'Neill, Aiden Patterson, East Lyme, Fitch, and Bacon Academy, a little East ECC pride, running the triple option at Westfield State.
Gotta love that stuff right there.
Garrow fakes it, keeps it himself. Nice job by the Falcons that time. They saw it, read it, got there quickly.
I gotta love Coach Panucci. He knows that in that formation, there's only a couple things that are going to happen there, and to have that pressure put up and make that risk was a good call right there to stuff him for a 3rd and short right now.
I'm going to credit Dupree, though, because if it wasn't for him getting 5 yards out of literally effort, then they would not have been able to do that and come back here again with a 3rd and short. This could be 3rd and 10 if not for that effort. Garrow has time, looking, pressured now, steps back, throws into traffic, and it's going to be a pass interference penalty that they're going to decline because Anthony DiLoretto made a fabulous catch. Garrow threw it where only his guy could catch it, and DiLoretto did just that.
Going against his shoulder, what he had to do, which was I thought was the best thing, square it up. As soon as he got position where he saw the defender was coming to him, he squared up his shoulders and was able to throw a nice ball. What a touch. I'll tell you, these 2-1 clubs we were talking about earlier, what were they all about? We were thinking about the week. Are they going to be a team that's going to be physical? Well, they've been putting it all on the table right here tonight.
Let's just
look at the effort right there.
First of all, watch the presence of Garrow here to throw it, and look at DiLoretto just come back. What a great catch.
Wow. I'll tell you, a lot of big plays here tonight.
First down, Vikings. Dupree with the handoff. Cuts back inside, and Bussey finally wrestles him down, but a nice gain on first down. Vikings are going to have to go with a little bit of urgency here, but they've got an injured player down on the ground. They're going to help him up. He's going to be okay. That is Dupree, the ball carrier, so he's going to head off to the sideline. Baird will come in for him at running back. But we're going to have to see a little bit of urgency here from East Lyme because they got to score, and they got to get it back.
Yeah.
2nd and 5 for East Lyme.
2nd and 5, and we have not called the name Jaden Brown a lot here.
Not yet.
And he is a threat, but part of the reason is he has been singled up all night with Porter Carter.
Oh yeah, this has been a good matchup all night long.
Falcons like to play that man with those defensive backs. Low snap, handoff to Baird. Baird, he wants it more than you do. He wants it more than you do. That's Logan Baird. That is Bam Bam.
That is amazing how he ran. He was telling everybody, get on my shoulders. I'm going to keep it pushing forward. Man, that makes a lineman go crazy. We love that kind of energy when a running back can run that hard.
Well, Bam Bam Baird's got a first down for the Vikings. We've got an injured player, so we're going to take a quick timeout. 29-14 Falcons. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
If you live in Eastern Connecticut, you belong at Norwich Free Academy. From college prep and career pipelines to arts, athletics, and tech programs, NFA offers more opportunities than any other high school in the region. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. Engage your future at NFA. Visit nfaschool.org.
Falcons will help their junior lineman Alexander McConnell off the field. He's walking off of his own accord. And they're going to shoot in Wayne Cowell, number 55, will come in and play on the line for the Falcons here on a 1st and 10 Vikings. Garrow's going to quarterback keep it. Cuts it back left. Now he sees wide side, cuts it back inside again. I honestly think when he cut it back left and he saw the wide side of the field, he went, that's a long way.
That's a long way.
That's a long way. And he said, I'm going to cut it back in, which, you know what? From a time-wise perspective, too, that's a smart play.
Yeah, I got to give him the offensive line props. They're running a stretch scheme right there where you want to get to the outside, and he's attacking the end, but he sees the cutback because of the flow of that offensive line pushing that defensive front.
Terrell Davis would have scored a touchdown.
Oh, yeah, Terrell would have been gone.
That was the cutback that drove the NFL crazy for like 5 years, that stretch spread cutback. 2nd and 3. 7.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Garrow fakes it to Baird, rolls, throws in the flat, complete. Down to the 1 yard line goes Carmine Bruno.
I love it. John Gruden would be very happy. You know, John always loved about his offense as a fullback. There's a fullback right there. No one was really worried about. He takes 2 steps inside, acting like he was blocking, and then runs to the flats wide open.
First and goal. Bam, bam. Touchdown. Bam, bam, Baird.
Whoa.
Vikings answer 29-20. Let's see if they go for the 2 now or kick the extra point now. Always a tough decision. There, it looks like they're going to kick the extra point with Finn Bruno. Now, are there 2 more different Carmine and Finn?
Wow.
The Bruno boys. I love the names. Carmine and Finn. Good names, good players. Bruno, Finn, that is, has a leg and a half. Watch it here.
Nice kick right down the middle.
Off the field house. It's 29-21. East Lyme answered with 7:09 remaining. Baird, this is just simply
nice little kick out from the guard.
A hole and a half on an easy 6.
Tell you, these linemen are playing hard, and they're loving their running backs right now.
So this is where Mike Ellis is one of the best at gathering his team and keeping them settled. He has to remind them right now, guys, we have the 8-point lead.
That's right.
We're not trailing in this game. We have the 8-point lead, which effectively means we're not, they'd have to score, they have to stop us, score, get to, like, relax.
Yep.
And guys, have they shown any real ability to stop us?
Nope.
So let's go. Like, this is where he's got to calm them down.
Right.
I have no doubt he's doing it. On the other side, Coach Klein is saying to his guys, we need to sell out a little bit, rally to the football. There can be no missed tackles, no missed assignments, no penalties. This is where football gets so much fun.
Look at that number 7 right there in the front, Case. Watch out.
Onside kick. Covered.
Onside kick. Ball recovered by Fitch. Ladies and gentlemen, we do need
Sudan Kadir looks like was the guy that fell on it.
Kind of wonder why an onside kick in that situation, which, you know, I mean, there's no reason, but maybe they were trying to get the ball.
That was they were hoping to catch Fitch.
Yeah, right off guard on that, right?
And get the ball back right away. Because I honestly, I mean, if I'm Coach Klein,
he's got the momentum and he's running with it. Yeah.
That's right. And I'm not. Are you super confident that East Lyme can get a 3-and-out?
Also, avoiding it to number 8 is another factor in that too.
Yeah, I'm just thinking he's thinking I can't get a 3-and-out, even if they can hold him.
Yeah.
You know Fitch is gonna get a couple first downs here. Bussy, Mr. Automatic. There's your 5. You know, if buses run on schedule, his is 5 after every hour.
Now you can see Coach Ellis. Coach Ellis likes to work his way down the sideline, and one of the things that he likes to do is call the play in a passive way so he could see that referee on the backside raise that hands and work the clock down. So he's looking at the clock and he's waiting for that kind of process to be added into the system right now.
Oh, that's going to be a penalty against the Falcons because 2 men went at the same time, and this one's not going to happen. Sorry there, Porter, but that one doesn't count. You're going to turn around. You're going to see your two running backs moved at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's coming back.
And where the flag is placed is going to push them all the way back.
That's an illegal shift.
Yes.
Against Fitch.
Only 1 receiver is allowed to motion during the course of a play, and if 2 does, that's illegal.
That is 2 backs. And they both went in motion at the same exact time, which also happened to be right on the snap. So,
except for Canada, there's a little bit of rule there, a little twist.
That's right. You can do anything in Canada.
And arena football.
I love arena football where a guy gets like a 40-yard head start.
Oh yeah.
I love that. I also love guys catching it and running into the wall.
So this is the thing that East Lyme wanted. They needed to have a penalty. They got it right now, and it puts them in 2nd and long.
I'd be shocked if Fitch did anything other than run Bussy and Carter in these next 2 plays.
Yeah. That's their run formation right there.
Bussy, big hole, and he's all the way up to the sticks. They're going to mark him down to be a first down. Falcons, the bus, with a nice 11-yard gain.
Unsung Deary MVP swagger. Bussy's been putting it out there today. I tell you, the running game for both teams have been really good tonight. I mean, good action football. The first half, we were a little bit numbed the way Fitch had all the advantages, and second half has shown what these two teams are really wanting to be.
First and 10 for the Falcons from East
First
Lyme,
and 10.
42-yard line.
Motion man McBride, he has it.
Handoff to McBride to the left
Tries
side.
to bounce outside and does. Stays in bounds, wrestled down by Benoit, but not until after
Close to the 35-yard line.
he has a big gain. It's going to be 2nd and 4 after the 6-yard scamper.
I tell you, East Lyme is working hard to try to keep their gaps in control. And you can see Bam Bam had a chance to grab him, but because he was still on his block, he bounced it to the outside. Tell you what a speed game that Fitch has right now, working towards the outside.
Right now, the number one asset that Fitch has going, aside from the 8-point lead, is the clock. And they keep it on the ground here. 2nd and 4. Carter keeps it himself. Tough run from Porter Carter, and he'll have a first down. He'll get it to the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Falcons.
What a leader on that game. I mean, he's been phenomenal today in all areas, defensively, special teams, and offense. Right now, he is controlling what he needs to have this offense do, is ball control, ball security, and clock management.
Clock ticking. 4:35.
That wind is blowing pretty fast from the East Lyme side towards our stands right here. That could be a factor in any field goal attempts.
Motion across is Spader. Little trap.
Oh.
And a stumble.
Looks like the running back slipped on the play.
McBride slipped, no gain.
Bring up a 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. The clock will be under 4 minutes when this play gets snapped. So if East Lyme can hold here, they have to hold for 3 more downs because there's not going to be a kick.
Mm-hmm.
If they can hold, they can get it back maybe 2.5 minutes. I think they'll call a timeout if they can stop them on a short gain on 3rd down.
Yep.
Carter, Bussey, good tackle by Baird. Short gain.
On the play for the Falcons, gain of about 2.
That's the hold that East Lyme needed here. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8.
Going to bring up a 3rd and long for the Falcons.
If East Lyme can hold them here, they'll call a timeout, force that 4th down, and try to give themselves as much time as possible for a last drive of the football game.
Yeah, the biggest thing right now here with the field being only half side, watch the wide side and how they will probably try to stretch that out to see if they can get that first down on an outside play. But again, it's 3rd down and long. You never know. They might do a little pass here.
Carter hands it off Spader on the wide side. Spader breaks a tackle, heads down the sideline. Touchdown, Falcons. Anthony Spader. You called it. Wide side touchdown, and that is a Great Wolf Lodge touchdown for the Falcons.
Wow, what an offensive series right there for the Falcons. Much needed. And again, the passive swagger of Coach Ellis calling those plays made it happen.
They had a chance at him on the sideline. He had one guy to beat. He got there, and that was a big-time score for the Falcons to go up 14.
I think Coach wants to go for 2 and seal the deal.
Well, they go up for 2, they go up 16, and it makes it virtually, I mean, it makes it not impossible, but it means score 2, and that's a tough call. So, Carter. Motions. Oh, McBride had a chance. It hit him in his little low. So
I'll tell you, Bam Bam was phenomenal on that play as he came in and almost had the ball. He was going to take off with it. What a game, Casey. Look at that motion right there, working to the outside. They were outnumbered there, and I knew that when they had that, the conditioning is a big factor right here. Those guys from East Lyme were out there working hard. They were a little tired in that series, and that's the breakdown of the option scheme.
Silas Angelico had him. Took a good angle and just got there half a step late. And and he knew he needed to sell out on that angle, because if he went a different angle, he's going to give up the first down. So he did what he needed to do. It was just, they talk about sports being a game of inches. That was
there it is.
Right there, just a step. So East Lyme will get it back, and they're going to have 3 minutes to try to work a miracle. They're going to need to score, get it back, and score again. All the while, the getting it back part becomes the most difficult because Fitch's offense has been very, very good.
You know, I got to be honest with you, Casey, though. I am impressed with East Lyme and how they've been playing tonight, you know, where we see that there was holes that even the coach was saying, what are we going to be all about? This is something you could break film down and get stronger with. Looks like East Lyme's ready for an onside kick.
Falcons set to kick from their own 40. East Lyme back at their own 25 to receive the kick.
Kickoff brought to you by NFA. Gadwi will kick it off at the 40-yard line for Fitch. Bangs it straight to the sideline, and it goes out of bounds. Dupree said he didn't touch it, so if it did touch him, it'll be where he touched it.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know if he did, but they're marking it as if he did.
So 3 minutes remaining, and they're saying, yeah, off his fingertips. So 3 minutes remaining, 2:57 to be precise. East Lyme will have to move.
East Lyme will start 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line.
At the end of this game, of course, on all of our social media sites, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, you're going to want to stay tuned for the Waterford Dental Health Coaches interview. You're going to want to check out the Roberto's Log Cabin Player of the Game Day. You're going to want to check out the Core Plus through Science Sensational Play. Garrow to throw. Up top, and it's incomplete, almost intercepted. He was looking for Brown, and it was in traffic, and ultimately falls incomplete. So 2nd down and 10, 2:51, and Garrow seeing what he can work here at his own 30-yard line. Nothing there. Has plenty of time. Minimal rush. Now launches it. Has Brown. The ball hangs up. Brown tries to come back to it, and it's incomplete. But there is a flag, and that's probably going to be pass interference against Fitch.
There's 2 flags, one on the back with the back judge there, and the other one in the sidelines. Let's see what got it.
That's that wind we were talking about. Garrow, if he could have thrown it another 20 yards, Brown would have had it in stride. As it turns out, it becomes that short throw, and they're going to catch Fitch because they made contact and they weren't in position to play the ball appropriately.
You know, they'll get a good chunk of yardage here, and also a 1st down to start it over again. So
not a bad penalty.
Yep.
For Fitch because it's only 15 compared to the.
I'm kind of shocked that they're only playing one high when they could have those, 2x2 sets. You want to have safeties playing half the field there. Now we see the rotation coming in where it's going to be probably 3 high. As they got Bussey right there in the middle.
Garrow will stand at his own 40-yard line. Now Brown comes across the formation. Deep ball, has a man, and he overthrew Benoit, who stopped running and turned around to look for the football, which is a thing that they teach wide receivers to not do. That was just a miscommunication on where that throw was going to be. The problem with turning around like that to look for the football, you can't square yourself up.
Yeah.
Once you've squared up, you can no longer get any more ground, and that ball was just... He was throwing it 5 yards farther than where Benoit was.
Yeah, trying to catch the flight of the ball around that turn is difficult to do.
45-yard line. Garrow stands desperate to make a play. Vikings trying to stay in this thing. Pressure. Flag. That's going to be a hold against East Lyme. And Garrow gets down to the 45-yard line of the Falcons, but that's coming back.
However, there is a flag down.
Yeah, that one was easy. That one was right in front of the officials.
I mean, Fitch is only going like with 4 guys off the push right here. offensive linemen got to keep their feet moving and keep their hands centered in.
Vikings up 10 yards. They'll have a 2nd and 20.
This is a tough situation now for East Lyme, 2nd and 20.
Let's find out what the Vikings can do. Brown in motion. Garrow dumps in on the backside screen to Benoit. Big gain, big hole. Breaks a tackle, crosses the 40. First down East Lyme. The clock will stop while they move the chains. So if the Vikings can get on it,
that's an
and they're going to call, they're going to hold time while the chains move. Vikings can call a timeout, and they do.
It's kind of like a tight end delay, or we call a jailbreak screen pass right there. With the pressure that was coming from Fitch, they went at it, and then they were outnumbered at the D backfield there. Great play.
Take a look here at how East Lyme used the speed of Brown and the threat on there on the motion to go on the backside screen. Look at the lineman go downfield.
What a great run. Everybody sustained their blocks and was pushing, and he didn't get touched until he got to the 40-yard line. Casey, we got a ball game here. I love this energy tonight.
1st and 10. Vikings with the ball at the Fitch 40-yard line. If they can punch one in, they can try another onside kick, and anything can happen. Falcons just trying to keep them in front, bend and not break. Brown motions. Hand off to Dupree. And a big hit by Bussey out on the edge.
Bussey's been phenomenal both sides of the ball today. Clock's still running.
1:35. Garrow has time, fakes, and he's sacked from behind. The big hit. He never saw Gavin Blue coming. You know, if you look outside and your lawn is blue, I don't even know if Hyde Park Landscape can help you out there, but give him a call. That's a Hyde Park cleanup.
Unless it's Boise, Idaho, baby. Boom! What a play. He did a little swim technique as he was trying to get contained to the outside. He saw he had a chance to work inside, did a nice swim move on the offensive tackle, got there and make that play.
Peter Wappy knew this week when he did his feature, this kid was destined for a big play. Hey, listen, after the game, you're going to want to go to Game Day CT. Check out the Roberto's Log Cabin Player of the Game Day. Nestled in the woods of Lebanon, Connecticut, Roberto's Log Cabin is the cozy rustic home of comfort food. Great menu. I'm telling you right now, check out the menu. Unbelievable. Best ribs in the state, great burgers. The tavern mac and cheese is to die for. The Roberto's Log Cabin is the place to be. Tell them Game Day sent you.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to head over there. Game Day sent me. I'm hungry.
3rd and 12. Baird goes in motion. Garrow fakes to him, looking to set up that middle screen. And it's intercepted! Intercepted! The big guy!
Oh! 55. Oh, my God, what a play!
Wayne Cowell. He came in for his injured teammate earlier in the game, and he was in the right spot. And let's give a shout out to the Biggins.
That's what I'm talking about. And guess what? He did get a penalty for spiking the ball, but when you're in that situation, guess what? You got to let it happen. He read the screen, sunk his hips right down on the play. He saw it, just decided, let me lean back and then catch the ball with a diving catch. What a great effort. See that one more time again. Sees it. Gets it off his hands. He picked it off his hands, Case.
He broke on that like a DB.
Well, you know, talent is talent. And here at Fitch, that young man showed a lot of shine. Look at him. They're all loving him up. He's going to have a great weekend with that effort right there sealing the deal.
You know what? That's a candidate
Yeah.
for the Core Plus, as seen as Scient, sensational play of the game. You know, pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient Federal Credit Union. Open a high-yield Massad savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more. That's Core Plus Credit Union, doing business as Scient Federal Credit Union.
Wow, that was a great, great effort, man. See the offense right now looking like they're going to be running it a little bit more before they get in that victory position.
Up the middle, Bussy.
Bussy back to the line of scrimmage, no gain, and the Vikings will call one of their remaining timeouts. We'll keep it here. So after this game, as of right now, it looks like I'll be talking with Fitch coach Mike Ellis, and I'll be very interested to see what he learned about his team tonight. Off a tough loss at Amity last week. This is a good East Lyme team. I think I learned enough about East Lyme to know.
Much respect to them, yeah, definitely.
They're going to be dangerous moving forward. We wondered, they beat Woodstock and they beat East Haven, who are both winless. And they lost to Killingly, who's undefeated. This was the first time they played a team, but this is a team on the upper half of the league. It'll be very interesting as East Lyme goes through their schedule, how they handle the other teams in the league. I think there's a lot to like here from Coach Klein. They should be very happy with
the chemistry is there, both offensively and defensively, and I got to say, they have enough players out there to get a lot of victories down the road. So not a bad effort for East Lyme tonight. Yeah, really good game tonight, though.
It was an excellent game, and there'll be a lot to talk about as the Falcons head into the victory formation.
Falcons in victory formation.
No doubt in my mind, they're going to be sore tomorrow.
Looks like the NFA Wildcats are going to get into the win column this week.
Great.
40-12, they're up on Harding. So
excellent.
They've played a lot of out-of-conference games. I think once they get into the ECC, NFA is going to be a tough team. They started off 0-3, playing good teams like Trumbull and Xavier, and this
very
is
close games. All of them close games.
And now a big win over Harding, so the Wildcats back in the mix.
Third down for the Falcons as they line up.
Third down, and the Falcons are in the victory formation looking to run this thing out. Like I said, after the game, you want to go to our social medias at Game Day CT, find out who the Roberto's Log Cabin player of the game day is, find out who we know the Waterford Dental Health coaches interview will be with Mike Ellis. And we're going to find out the rest, find out where that Scient sensational play comes from. There was lots to choose from.
Here it is.
Your final here at Fitch is going to be 35-21 in favor of the Falcons. Thank you to all of our sponsors here on Game Day. We'll be back next week with another fantastic ECC football game. For Pasta Santa Brea, Peter Wappy, and the Game Day crew, I'm Casey O'Neill. Good night, everybody.
Good night, brothers.